Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another First Descendant video. So today I just wanted to talk about the state of the game, this new update with the Void Erosion stages 21 to 30, some of the issues with the game and the future, because I'm a little worried at this point. Not because of the Void Erosion Purge as such, although it is a bit of a problem in my opinion, but overall just where the game is going. So this Void Erosion, especially this later stage, they haven't implemented it in a proper way. Now, what you see in the background is stage 28. I have a full team, which is a very rare thing, to be honest. I ran into this Lepic. He had a good idea with the Kingsguard lance to sort of neutralize the enemies. And then we got a couple more people and we decided to come up with a strategy and see if we can clear this. So we had a Glaive for DPS. Lepic was doing the crowd control with his abilities and the Kingsguard lance. And then it was me and another guy on an Enzo doing a lot of DPS. And we still couldn't do it. This in the background, we pretty much spent like 12 minutes just shooting and we still couldn't do it. Nobody died and stuff like that. But yeah, the point is, to me, the way they are adding the content, it's just not satisfying because new people find it too confusing. It's causing balance issues. For example, now with the core upgrades, if you put the core 10s on your guns, they are way too powerful for the rest of the content. 400% dungeons and other things. Those have become very, very easy. Whereas we can't clear this even with the core 10s and everything and the right descendant and all of those things. So yeah, they need to figure out what the identity of this game is, because previously this game, at least so far, was collect new descendants, put them in sexy outfits, and just clear content efficiently and fast and level up. They also seem to have an issue of not utilizing some of the things in the game. For example, if we see, like, I haven't been out in the open world for a long time, because if you don't need to collect, let's say, reactors, for example, that's like the only reason I would go and do some mission in the outfield or something where the reactors are dropping. Otherwise, I haven't gone to like Hagios or some of those places in a long time. Same for the Colossus. If you are looking to get some crystallization catalyst, you may go and run a boss over and over 400% dungeons to collect amorphous materials. But other than that, none of the other content has any reason to be played again for endgame players. And the new players are a little confused as well, like what to do, where to get this, where to get that. The issue with Void Erosion Purge is, at least from 28 to 30, it is very, very difficult, and it's also clear that it is not meant to be done solo, because I tried several descendants. I couldn't even reach the boss and ran out of 15 minutes, even without dying too many times. And when you have a fully stacked team, even then it's like everybody has to be completely min-maxed on everything. For example, the issue that I'm having is, so I've worked on a Albion cavalry gun, maxed it out, but they have put a fixed attribute of chill on it. Okay, now I need electric damage. I can't swap out things easily. Maybe the mod I can do, but the rolls on the weapon, that requires a lot of RNG with the fine adjustment axis. The cores, even if you put like the element core, there are 4 different elements and a big range of percentages that you can get. So they need to refine this a little bit, because this is basically, the RNG here in some aspects is unnecessary, not needed. It's already hard enough. You don't want to. I've spent thousands of fine adjustment axes just trying to get the right rolls, and then after one stage, clearing that stage, it's useless. I need to do something else. Now, the guns that would work well here in 28 onwards are guns that could stun enemies, do some sort of crowd control, so things like Kingsguard Lance, Albion Cavalry, those sort of guns. But we also need a lot of damage. So it's a bit of a tricky situation. Like, there is no electric gun that sort of does any stun or like a crowd control type of thing. So if I'm using the chill based Albion cavalry, then I'm not doing the right damage. I need to do electric damage. If I'm not with a descendant like Lepic here, who's controlling the crowd, then I can't do anything in terms of like decent damage. They have nerfed the skills in a game that was pretty much all about skills so far. And Yeah, so it is a bit annoying here. Also, keep in mind, this is like the only content we are getting until season 3. So we are in early, well, let's say mid of February. They'll drop a couple of skins in a few days. And then for a month, we have nothing else but this to do. And yeah, that is not it. Like end game players like me, what else am I supposed to do? Okay, I can work on the guns and get the core 10s done, but I've done quite a few of them already, the main guns that I use. So even there isn't really much reason. Plus, with the core system, there's also a lot of RNG. So they need to sort of, reduce the RNG with the core system. And what I mean by that is like the early example I was talking about, the electric element. So I have a core 10 core 10 element core. If I want to put it, they should give me an option to choose which element I want, because not only do you have like a damage range of 130% to 180, something like that, you also have four elements. I want chill, let's say, and I keep getting toxic. So that is also a waste of resources, and that is just too much. Like RNG on top of RNG. That is the thing that is, and I keep one stage of RNG, I suppose, and don't add so much, because now certain guns that have fixed attributes, you have to sort of work with that and make it for that element. So yeah, or maybe have a flexible attribute where you can change and pick and choose which element you want, and then you can work with the other things, because core has RNG, weapon options have RNG with the fine adjustment axis. It's just too much going on there. You can see here, if you've been watching from the start, it's just non-stop shooting, and we are still struggling. So yeah, so that is the thing. Now also keep in mind, March they plan to add 20 more levels to the Void Erosion Purge, and it is boring as hell anyway. What they've also done that I don't particularly like is there are basically three different layouts that they have repeated over 30 stages. They could have very well kept it down to like 10, 12 and have like 4 or 5 different stages, and so that it could have made it a little less boring, because you're just fighting in the same routes. This one especially is just so boring, this indoor section. So you have this one, you have the open one with the toxic enemies, and there's one, the latest one they've added, which is like out in the open, the round one. Apart from that, there's nothing different here. We are just doing the same thing over and over and over and over. So yeah, and as far as getting the course is concerned, we can get the course from stage 21. We don't need to do 28 onwards. So there is like, even if I finish this and I clear this, I'm probably not going to ever return to this. At the moment, I'm just doing it to see if I can actually clear it, a bit of a challenge, bragging rights, whatever. But after that, there is no reason to keep playing this. You can just repeat 21, get your 10 cores, level 10 cores, and improve the guns that you want, and you're good to go. So yeah, I'm at this point a little worried about the future of the game, because they're not providing the sort of quantity of the different missions, let's say, or different types of things to do in the game, and the quality is also not good. Like this season, we got two items. We got the Void Vessel, and we got Void Erosion, like the two main content for grinding, and neither is that much fun. Void Vessel, okay, we got Keelan parts, we got Ines parts, we got the Doggo parts. Like the dog has been the best thing about this season so far, in my opinion. So we got the parts, we did the Void Vessel a few times, and that is it. I still don't have like a proper hunter set. Like the external components, we only use a Slayer set, maybe one or two others. But yeah, a lot of things are made in the game that have no good use. Like look at all the weapons we have, the purple weapons. We have so many good quality weapons, good looking weapons, but nobody uses them because there's no need for them. Now they've added this core system that is only designed for ultimate, and even that isn't enough for clearing out these contents. So yeah, it is a little bit of a weird position with this game, because this is like the first time I'm seriously sort of thinking about other games and maybe looking at covering something else, because a month of doing this, I don't see that as very appealing. And then they plan to add 20 more stages. So, do they have any other major content planned for season 3? Because if this is all they have, they need to come up with a backup solution ASAP. Otherwise, even people like me are going to stop playing the game. So, yeah, let's see what they do. Quite a lot of things they need to work out here. Also, another thing that I've noticed with a lot of game companies, I'm not saying they do this, but um, it seems that they don't seem to have any dedicated, players who test the content before coming out. Maybe they need to have some people, just gamers hired that work permanently, salaried people who just play and test everything. Because I often feel like the devs should also be playing the games. Not all of them, obviously, but some of them should be playing the game so that they can give internal feedback. Because some of the stuff that comes out, it feels like nobody's actually tested this and they just dropped it. And then when there's a lot of backlash, they quickly panic and do something, usually nerf everything. I'm not necessarily for nerfs, just some sort of rework so that the content is doable at least. So yeah, let's see what they do with the update, the dev stream they have on Monday and Tuesday, depending on where you are. But yeah, I'm a little worried if I'm being truly honest, because 4 fully built Descendants, Mastery rank 28 and all of that, and we still can't clear something when we are organized and working together. Like we were on chat and talked and decided to approach this together, and we still couldn't do it. So how about solo? So yeah, a little troubling here, at least in terms of the limited content we have right now. And look how much health this thing has. We have been shooting non-stop for minutes, and this guy's still standing. Also, regarding the testing of things, why don't game companies, more of them, have some sort of test server? This used to be a thing, and I'm still sure some games do that, but release the content on the test server, let people play it out, give feedback before releasing it to public. That sort of thing would be nice as well. So yeah, I do hope they do something, because yeah, this is difficult. You can see here, we finished this in 11:55, non-stop shooting, and yeah, still not enough. So we were like a bit confused, like what else can we do here? Because we tried it a couple of times with different setups, different descendants, and still not good enough apparently. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'll wait. I was initially waiting until, like, Monday or something to make sure I see the dev stream and see what they have in plan. Of course, I am pretty sure they will nerf this. I'm like 90% sure, even though I'm not necessarily in favor of nerf, but that is the easy solution for them. Just nerf everything, may stop people complaining. But yeah, for the long-term health, they need to rework some of the uh, content in the game and how it's played and what their intention is from the game. Like I said earlier, is it just about collecting different descendants and efficiently farming and stuff like that, or do we actually, you know, have some content that requires skill, teamwork, and things like that? Anyway, just wanted to share my thoughts, rant a bit. Let's see. I'm hoping on Tuesday with the dev stream we get some solid information and some good news regarding future content. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you did, see you next time.